ममा जय मारिया ममा जय मारिया ममा जय मारिया ममा मारिया ममा जय मारिया ममा जय मारिया ममा जय मारिया ममा मारिया ममा जय मारिया ममा जय मारिया ममा जय मारिया ममा मारिया ममा जय 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 कालिया ममा जय कालिया ममा शक्ति काली माँ जय शक्ति काली माँ शक्ति काली माँ जय शक्ति काली माँ जय मारिया ममा जय मारिया ममा जय मारिया ममा जय मारिया ममा शक्ति काली माँ जय शक्ति काली माँ शक्ति काली माँ जय शक्ति काली माँ जय मारिया ममा 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 पान सुपारी अनंत फूल चढ़ावे पान सुपारी अनंत फूल चढ़ावे मीठा भात और नारियल चढ़ावे मीठा भात और नारियल चढ़ावे जय मारिया मम्मा जय मारिया माँ जय मारिया मम्मा जय मारिया माँ जय कालिया मम्मा जय कालिया माँ शक्ति काली माँ जय शक्ति काली माँ शक्ति काली माँ जय शक्ति काली माँ जय मारिया मम्मा जय मारिया माँ जय मारिया माँ जय मारिया मम्मा जय मारिया माँ जय कालिया मम्मा जय कालिया माँ आमो माँ जय शक्ति काली माँ आमो माँ जय शक्ति काली माँ तुम हो जगत जननी माँ तुम हो जगत जननी माँ जय मारिया मम्मा जय मारिया माँ जय मारिया मम्मा जय मारिया माँ जय कालिया मम्मा जय कालिया माँ शक्ति काली माँ जय शक्ति काली माँ शक्ति काली माँ जय शक्ति काली माँ जय मारिया मम्मा जय मारिया माँ जय मारिया मम्मा जय मारिया माँ जय मारिया मम्मा जय मारिया माँ शक्ति काली माँ जय शक्ति काली माँ शक्ति काली माँ जय शक्ति काली माँ जय
काली न मारो तीनों लोग बिछाड़ी माँ धर्म
Sitaram Om Shakti. This is Shakti Sundays with Justin D. Anthony. I want to say it's a pleasure and honor to have you locked on as we play the songs of the Divine Mother. I bring you the teachings of the Divine Mother on this very auspicious Sunday morning. On today's Shakti Sundays, we will be discussing who is the goddess that consumes Jewtah. Who is the outcast goddess? We'll be discussing who is Matangi Ma. I wish to begin in the first place by saying Sitaram to Ramesh Tiwari. I want to say Sitaram to Tara Singh, Nalini H, Vidya Jaggernaut. I want to say Pranam and good morning to Shani Bear, Sunny, Sony Gunpat, and my Schenectady family. Blessings to you. I want to say Pranam and good morning to Nalini Ramrup. I want to say Sitaram Om Shakti to all the devotees of the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir, located at 9266 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village, New York. In particular, I wish to say good morning and pranam to Pujari Kabardas G2 and Grandma Rose. I want to say pranam to Pamela. I want to say pranam and Devi. Blessings to my Pua Anita G2. Once again, please share this link across your Facebook. On today's Shakti Sundays, we will be discussing who is the outcast goddess. Who is the goddess who appears in a green complexion? Who is the goddess that has the sitar but consumes food that is previously bitten or consumes Jewtah? We'll be discussing more in depth who is Matangi Ma.
श्री महागंगे माता देवी सुरेश्वरी शरणम शरणम ताये अमा पारम पारो गंगाय माताये गंगाय माताये उर्वाये अमा गंगाय अमा तुलका ने किल्ले वितु अमा.
I want to say Sitaram and good morning to Ariana Mohan Singh and Team ARD from YouTube. I want to say Sitaram to Debbie Algu, Wilbert Sicharan, Angie, Sushma Sunny.
Jalla jalam mama, jalla jalam mama, nishrutam yarhi gangayama. Amma, sastiya rubi jagat karikari, sastiya rubi jagat karikari amma. Sustiroyanna sarve, o gangayama daye. Un sustiroyanna sarve, o gangayama daye. Sustiroyanna sarve.
I want to say good morning and pranam to Radha Totaram, Buddy Ramlagan. I want to say good morning and pranam to Annie J. Ram, Sunita Kolasar. Once again, if you just locked on, I wish to say Sitaram Om Shakti Vanakam. To you and your family, this is Shakti Sundays with Justin D. Anthony. Wherever you're locked in from, whether you're locked in from Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Suriname, the various Caribbean islands, the United States of America, Canada, South Africa, Mauritius, Fiji, and elsewhere, wherever you're locked in from, I wish to say, may the divine Devi bless each and every one of you in a profound way. As we begin our discourse for today, we are speaking about who is the goddess that consumes Jewtah? Who is Matangi Ma? To begin our discourse for today, Matangi Ma is one of the Dusmahavidya Devis. She sits on a corpse that is a dead body. She is ordained in red jewelry. She wears red clothing. She has a mala that is made with the gunja seeds. That is a seed derived from the forest. When you look at her hands, she is holding a sword. And she is holding as well a human skull. She is green in her skin complexion. And she has various names. She is referred to as the goddess of various things. But they specifically refer to her as the outcast goddess. And that is because, that is from the understanding that Matangi Ma, the way that she is worshipped, what she accepts in her worship is not accepted by many of the different forms of the Divine Mother. We will get into more details on aspects of her worship and how she is exactly worshipped. The traditional understanding of how to do worship for a goddess in Hinduism, certain requirements, they do not apply to Matangi Ma. And we will discuss more in detail how exactly is she worshipped and why she has that name, the outcast goddess. I want to say pranam to Jean Laman, Stacy Kisoon. I want to say Sitaram and good morning to Evelyn Ramcharan from Guyana. I want to say pranam and good morning to Anjani Budram, Nanda Rupnarayan, Gaichu Narayan. कोमल कोमल आवो मांगे माँ कोमल को. And many of the things that I will say in this program today, I wish to give you a disclaimer that everything that I will speak to you today specifically applies to this form of the goddess. And many of the things that I will speak are outside of traditional Hindu thought. I'll get into more details about that later on. I want to say pranam and good morning to Uncle Lakey, that's Lakera Ramprasad. I also wish to take this opportunity just to extend birthday greetings to my Auntie Nadi, who is celebrating her birthday today. May the divine Devi Durga bless you, Auntie Nadi, to the highest. I additionally would like to extend birthday greetings to one of the youngest listeners of Shakti Sundays, that is Kishana Lalman, all the way in Trinidad and Tobago. She's only 9 years old. She is the youngest listeners of Shakti Sundays. She listens to this program consistently, and indeed she even calls me her Uncle Anthony. So I wish to take this opportunity to extend birthday greetings to my niece, Kishana, all the way in Trinidad and Tobago. Her favorite mother, her favorite goddess is Mother Kateri. And I want to say, may the divine Devi Mother Kateri bless you, Kishana, with good health, prosperity, and immense success in your academics today and in future as well. So once again, birthday greetings are going out to Auntie Nadia. Additionally, birthday greetings are going out to Kishana Lalman.
हे ब्रह्मा की संहार बचाने वाले, हे विष्णु की संहार बचाने वाले, शिव शंकर की संहार बचाने वाले, नाग देवता त्राहि मां, त्राहि मां, नाग देवता त्राहि मां, त्राहि मां.
As we continue our discourse on the goddess who eats Jewtah, That is Matangi Ma.
ഭൂതലത്തിലാവർക്കും പേരാദർവായെന്നാലും ഭൂതലത്തിലാവർക്കും.
According to Hindu thought, what we refer to as Jewtah, that is food that is previously bitten, is considered to be unclean. It is not something that you would commonly think that you could offer to a form of divinity. But when it applies to Matangi Ma, her worship is rather different. Matangi Ma is the form of the Divine Mother who prefers that her offerings have been already bitten. That is, she accepts Jewtah. But there is a reason, or there is a story that explains why or how she became the goddess that accepts offerings that are considered to be Jewtah, or leftovers, if you want to say that. You know, Mother Lakshmi and Vishnu went to visit Shiva and Parvati Ma one day. And Mother Lakshmi and Vishnu brought them some nice fine food. Some very nice vegetarian food they brought for Lord Shiva and Parvati Ma. So Lord Shiva, Parvati Ma, Lord Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi, they sit down to have this meal. But when they sit down to have this meal, some of the food falls on the ground. But something would happen. Something quite miraculous would happen to that food. From that food emerges a green goddess. From the food that Lord Shiva, Parvati Ma, Lord Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi are eating, that is falling on the ground, a green goddess appears. And that goddess is Matangi Ma. Lord Shiva turns to Matangi Ma and says, from this day on, those who worship you, O goddess that emerges from the Jewtah food, anyone who worships you, they will be able to control all the enemies they have in their lives. Anyone who worships you, all their desires will be fulfilled. And this is where we gain the understanding of why Matangi Ma accepts her offerings are offerings that are previously bitten or Jewtah, because she is the goddess that has emerged from Jewtah food, the food that has been eaten by Lord Shiva, Parvati Ma, Mother Lakshmi and Vishnu. She emerges from that food, and as such, when you look at the offerings of Matangi Ma, whatever you offer to her, The food must be bitten by the devotee
ദർവായന്ന
before it is offered to her.
ഭൂതലത്തിൽ യാവർക്കും പേരാദർവായന്നാലം ഭൂതലത്തിൽ യാവർക്കും പേരാദർവായന്നാലം
So we'll discuss more
യാവർക്കും
about Matangi Ma after a few bhajans. I want to say pranam and good morning to Doris Diaram.
ഭൂതലത്തിൽ യാവർക്കും പേരാ
I want to say good morning and pranam to Bida Bharat, Vishnu Bharat and Geeta Anjali as well.
യാവർക്കും പേരാദർവായന്നാലം മാരാസിരിന്ദുവാസ്തു ഗിന്ദ്രമാര്യാമൻ സിദ്ധാരണ തങ്കൈ സിരാപ്പന താലതൈ കാതലുനുദാ ഗണപാരിയോം കാപ്പോം ಮುಂದೆ ಮುಂದೆ ವಿನಾಯಕರೇ ಮುಕ್ಕನರ ತನ್ಮಗಾನೆ ಕನ್ನರುಕು ಮುರ್ಪಿರಂದ ಕರಪಾಗಮೇ ಮುನಾರವೈ ತಾಯೇ ಸರಸ್ಪರ್ಯ ಸಂಕರಯ ಮುನಾರವೈ ಎಂತಾಯೆ ಕಲೈವಾನಿ ಯೋಗವಲಿನಾಯಾಗಿಯೇ ವಾಣಿ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ವಾಕಿಲ್ ಕುರಿಯುರುಂದು ಎನ್ನಾವಿಲ್ ಕುರಿಯುರುಂದು ನಾಲೋ ಸೈತಾರೋ ಮಮ ಓಂ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಓಂ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಓಂ ಶಕ್ತಿ
ಜಯ ಜಯ ದೇವಿ ಜಯ ಪರ್ಯಾಮಿಂತಾಯೇ ಓರೆ ವಾರಣಿ ಅಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಜಾಯನಿ ಜಯ ಜಯ ದೇವಿ ಜಯ ಪರ್ಯಾಮಿಂತಾಯೇ ಓರೆ ವಾರಣಿ ಅಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಜಾಯನಿ ಜಯ ಜಯ ದೇವಿ ಜಯ ಜಯ ದೇವಿ ओ सुंदरी ओ सुंदरी सौंदर्ये सोलियायो इंद्रा ओ मैया वीर सुर कालियम्मा कामाची जय जय मीनाची रे तायने जय जय देवी जय जय देवी जय जय देवी जय पर्यामिताये ओरे वारणी अम्मा प्रवेजायनी
ओ योगम्मा
say good morning and pranam to Shirley Lochin and family. I want to say pranam to Auntie Feder. I want to say pranam, good morning and blessings to Mina Cromwell and family from McCullough, Florida. Now we turn to how was the worship of Matangi Ma performed? And there is something you need to understand. When it applies to the other goddesses, such as Kali, such as Madhukateri, such as Swarsati Ma, Lakshmi Ma, and other forms of the goddess, we have the understanding that one must be in a clean or pure state in order to perform their worship. And that means when it comes to those goddesses, you know, you have to refrain from meat, fish, eggs. You have to refrain from certain relations. And when you present yourself to do the worship of those Devis, you know, you have to cleanse your body. That is, you have to shower, you have to take a bath. And even some would go to the extent that even before they go to perform the worship of certain Devis, they will do certain purification rituals. That is, they will use certain spiritual items, they will chant certain mantras to purify their body before they go present themselves to do the worship of those such goddesses. However, when we speak about Matangi Ma, all those rules, all those regulations, all those requirements are thrown out the door. Matangi Ma is called the goddess of pollution. She accepts food from devotees who are contaminated or not pure. She prefers that when a devotee approaches her, that they are not in that clean, ideal state. Rather, for her, she would prefer a devotee be in this impure state. When it comes to the worship of Matangi Ma, the text specifically indicate that there is no fasting requirement to worship Matangi Ma. There is no refraining from meat, fish, and eggs when it comes to this form of the goddess. There is no restriction that you cannot consume onion. You cannot consume things that are derived from a root. You cannot consume mushrooms and etc. For this form of the Divine Mother, she accepts and even prefers that when a devotee is in an impure state, to do her worship. You know, commonly we would never go to the altar. We would never go to perform the worship of a Devi or Devata without bathing at the first. However, when it comes to this form of the goddess, she is not concerned about all those things. She doesn't care for those things. That is why when you look at the devotions, when you look at the texts that speak about her worship, they do not mention fasting requirements. Rather, they say that the devotee may be, or should preferably be, in an impure state. when we look at the offerings to Matangima, whatever you wish to offer to this form of the goddess prefers that the devotee will bite, will hold the food with their hands, and the devotee will bite some of the food, then offer it to her. This is how her worship is performed. In our traditional or the common understanding, you would wash your hands, you would wash the parsad, you would ensure that the parsad is in this purified state, in this best state. But when it comes to the offerings and the worship of Matangima, she doesn't want all of that. She wants you to hold her parsad in her hands. And she wants you to take a bite of the parsad, then offer it to her. And that is because she is the goddess of what you call Yushita, meaning the goddess who takes food, who takes the parsad, only when that parsad isn't contaminated by the mouth or the hands. For you to have the understanding, this form of the goddess may be worshipped by anyone. There are some thoughts in Hinduism that unless a person becomes initiated or has some kind of guidance or guru, then they can go on and worship a certain Devi or Jewtah. But when it comes to Matangima, anyone may worship her. And her worship is very unique. Because her worship, if you really think about it, can be performed almost at any time. Because remember, she doesn't have any fasting requirements. She doesn't say you can't eat this, you can't eat that, you can't eat this. She doesn't say that your body has to be in this certain state. So anyone may do the worship of Matangima. Indeed, she is referred to as the goddess of low caste. That is, in society, we often look down at people. People who work in the factories, people who do the manual labor. We often consider those individuals to be of a low caste. Some even in Hinduism would even say that those individuals, because they are in this lower caste, they shouldn't do the worship of certain Devis and Devatas, that they are not worthy. This is how people think. This is how some of the Hindu leaders think. They are under the understanding that because you work a certain job, because you might not have this big house, you may not perform the worship of certain Devis and Devatas. You're not worthy of worshiping that form of God. Well, you see, when it comes to Matangima, she is the goddess that accepts anyone. She doesn't care about the caste of that individual. She doesn't care about the condition of the individual's body. She accepts any devotee. As long as you worship her with love, and as long as Whatever you offer to her is offered in that specific way where you take a bite of the parsad. You hold the parsad with your hands and you offer it to her in that condition. She will accept it. And we will discuss later on what are the powers of Matangima. What are the benefits of her worship specifically for an individual. I want to say pranam to Kamala Badrasan. I want to say pranam and good morning to Richard Mahabir from the Bhajan Stream. And remember, you can check out the Bhajan Stream on Facebook as well. It is a Facebook group where a lot of Hindu content, a lot of Hindu devotional songs and etc. are shared. It is a very good group. So you can check out the Bhajan Stream Facebook group. That's run by Mr. Richard Mahabir.
Jagadambike Jai Jai Jagjanani Ma. Jagadambike Jai Jai Jagjanani Ma. Kya man har naam suhaya hai, kya man har naam सुहाया है. वारो सब कुछ माँ चरणों पर, वारो सब कुछ माँ चरणों पर. मेरे मन को ही भाया है. जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ. जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ. ये प्रेम पुंज है, करुणा में है, आदि शक्ति जग जननी माँ. जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ. ये प्रेम पुंज है, करुणा में है, आदि शक्ति जग जननी माँ. तेरा वरत हस्त मेरे शीश रहे, तेरा वरत हस्त मेरे शीश रहे. बालक तेरे चरणों में आया है, बालक तेरे चरणों में आया है. जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ. जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ. श्री राम तू ही, श्री कृष्ण तू ही, दुर्गा काली श्री राधा तू. जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ. श्री राम तू ही, श्री कृष्ण तू ही, दुर्गा काली श्री राधा तू. ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिव शंकर में, ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिव शंकर में. तेरा ही तेज समाया है, तेरा ही तेज समाया है. जगदम्बिके जय जय जगजननी माँ. जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ. दुखियारी को करुणा कर हृदय लगाया है, करुणा कर हृदय लगाया है। जगदम्बिके जय जय जग जननी माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ।
I want to say pranam to Cam ST. Once again, to each and every one of you locked on, I want to say Sitaram Om Shakti Vanakam. To you and your family, this is Shakti Sundays with Justin D. Anthony. I wish to say it is my distinct honor to have you locked on as we play the songs of the Divine Mother. And today's program, we are shedding light on who is the goddess who consumes Jewtah. Who is Matangi Ma? As we continue with our discussion for today, Matangi Ma is the goddess of magical and psychic powers. That is to say, when the devotee worships Matangi Ma, they gain psychic or magical powers, almost like magic. And there are three major benefits of the worship of Matangi Ma. The first benefit is the ability to control your enemies. And this is not to say, this is for something for you to understand. This is not to say that, oh, when you worship this form of the mother, oh, you know, you hurt these people. Oh, the mother will hurt these people, the mother will destroy these people, this mother will ruin these people's lives. What I mean here is the divine, this aspect of the mother blesses you to control your enemies so that they stay away from you. They don't come into your way. They don't come and interfere in your life. If they're spreading a bunch of rumors about you, they're causing losses in your business, they're destroying your reputation. This form of the mother, the blessing of Matangi Ma is to say that you have the ability to control them in the sense that keep them away from you. Keep them away from doing all of their heinous acts. The second benefit of the worship of Matangi Ma is whatever you say comes true. You know, we have some individuals, sometimes there's people that they have this intuition, they have this ability that whatever they tell you seems to come true. It is almost as though they can foresee the future just by saying something. It almost comes true. You see it in front of your face manifest. Well, this form of the divine Devi, Matangi Ma, blesses the devotee with the ability that whatever they say will come true. That is called the Vaksidi. Whatever is uttered by your mouth is manifested, becomes a reality. So that is the second benefit of the worship of Matangi Ma. The third benefit, or major benefit, because there are many other benefits, but we just want to summarize. We just want to summarize things. The third benefit of the worship of Matangi Ma is the ability to attract others. The blessing of this Divine Mother is she makes your personality She gives you a sort of glow, you could say. That wherever you go, people will feel attracted to you. People will want to have a conversation with you. People will look at you in a favorable light. So this is the third blessing of Matangi Ma. The ability to attract others. And all of these benefits that I'm speaking about, all of these things that I'm speaking about, I am not suggesting that they are being used for nefarious purposes. They are being used for bad purposes. The blessings of this divine Devi, Matangi Ma, should be used for the end of good causes. Not to cause hurt, not to cause ruin in anyone's life. Not to attract someone and fool them. But rather, all of these blessings should be with the end goal of a positive or a good end. Otherwise, this form of the Divine Mother takes away your blessings. But she doesn't just take away your blessings. In the same way that you hurt someone with the blessings of her, she will come back and destroy you. So when we are speaking about these benefits, the blessings should never be used for nefarious or bad purposes. They should not be to fool anyone. They should not be used to cause hurt, cause tears to run down the eyes of someone. They should only be used for good causes. To promote the general good welfare of everything. So now that we have addressed some of the benefits of the worship of Matangi Ma, let us discuss how this form of the mother is worshipped in the sense of what are the offerings to this form of the mother. This form of the goddess accepts, your usual, your sweet rice. She will accept flowers, your traditional, the offerings you traditionally know of. She accepts those things. But when it comes to this goddess specifically, she accepts meat, fish, cooked rice. And by cooked rice, I do not mean sweet rice. I do not mean sweet rice or anything of that nature. I simply mean you take white rice, boil it until it becomes hard, and that is what you offer to her. She is also worshipped as commonly with incense as well. So for her worship is kind of unique in the sense that devotees will offer her fish, meat, and they will offer her cooked rice. That is bare rice, in other words. When we speak about what is the proper place to do her worship, what is the proper time to do her worship, this form of the Divine Mother, it is advisable to worship her only at night. And when it comes to where her worship should be performed, it is most ideal to worship this form of the goddess at a crossroad where four roads intersect, almost like a T. Where four roads intersect, almost like a T. This is the area that the worship should be performed. You would have to sit at some kind of lonely crossroad by yourself, and you would have to do the worship there. For some aspects of her worship as well, she is worshipped in the cremation ground. That the devotee must go to the cremation ground, and the devotee must do the prayers, must do the devotion in the cremation ground. But just because you go in the cremation ground, this is for you to understand something. Just because the devotee is sitting in the cremation ground doing prayers doesn't mean the devotee is doing something bad. Doesn't mean the devotee is doing something to hurt someone. You see, when you have the understanding of Hinduism, when you have a full understanding of Hinduism, you will have the understanding that everywhere you go, there are certain forms of divinity that reside in certain locations. In the cremation ground, you know, there are forms of God that reside there. There is a form of Ganesh that resides in the cremation ground. There are forms of Kali Mata that reside at the cremation ground. And of course, Matangi Ma, her worship is performed, can be performed at the cremation ground. So for you to have this understanding, just because somebody sits in the cremation ground and is doing prayers, doesn't mean they're doing something bad. We commonly think when someone goes to the cremation ground or cemetery or whatever, that they're going for some bad purpose, they're going to do something bad. But you see, that is ignorance. That is utter ignorance. When you have the full understanding of Hinduism, you will know everywhere you go, there are forms of divinity that reside. I want to say pranam to Meena J. I want to say pranam and good morning to Uncle Dinesh and Auntie Nadia. I additionally would like to take this opportunity to extend birthday greetings to Auntie Nadia as she celebrates another year of life. May the divine Devi Durga bless her with immense success, immense happiness and joy. I furthermore would like to once again extend birthday greetings to the youngest listener of Shakti Sundays, that is Kishana Lalman from Trinidad and Tobago. She's only 9 years old and she loves this program sincerely. And she loves the divine Devi, especially her Mother Kateri. So Mother Kateri, blessings to her always. I want to say pranam to Basmati Ramsewak. I want to say pranam to Pamela. I want to say pranam to Christine Sealal as well. This song here is done by Anushka Apasami, and it is in glorification of the Divine Mother.
शक्ति नीये अम्मा अम्मा ताये अखिलांडेश्वरी नीये பராசக்தி நீயே மாநிலத்தில் நடக்குதம்மா உண்டன் ஆடலினார் நடக்குதம்மா உண்டன் ஆடலினார்
And we will replay the song in its entirety. For you to just have a further understanding of what I just spoke about. When we speak about the cremation ground. You know, this form of the Devi, she does not require certain fasting requirements. She doesn't require you to do fasting. She doesn't even care. This form of the mother, she doesn't even care if a woman is on her menstrual cycle. She will still accept the offering. But you see the sacrifice that you make. The sacrifice that you make for this form of the Divine Mother is not necessarily when it comes to, you know, making a sacrifice in the sense of refraining from food, making the sacrifice that you're refraining from certain forms of entertainment and everything. You see, the sacrifice the devotee must undergo for this form of the mother is they have to, where they have to go perform her worship. That is the sacrifice. Truly speaking, where they have to go and perform the worship. That is the greatest of sacrifice. Because which individual in their right mind would go to the cremation ground, would sit for hours and hours at night inside of a cremation ground by yourself, worshiping? So the sacrifice of this mother, this form of the mother, is the location of where you have to do her worship is the challenge. You have to really have a strong mind. You have to really have to overcome a lot of things mentally for you to go sit down in the cremation ground and sit down with flowers and pray. So this is for you to have the understanding. This is how you're doing the sacrifice for this mother. The location of where her worship is performed. Or if you're worshiping her at a crossroad, you have to sit down on a lonely street all by yourself at night and do worship. So the sacrifice is a mental sacrifice, really. You have to overcome all these thoughts, all these concerns about your individual danger to do her worship. So for you to have the understanding, this is the sacrifice. Her sacrifice is not food related or anything, but where her worship has to be performed, this is the sacrifice for her.
शक्ति नीये अम्मा अम्मा ताये अखिलांडेश्वरी नीये अन्नपूर्णेश्वरी ताये ओ आदि पराशक्ति नीये
पराशक्ति नी ओ आदि पराशक्ति नी
ரட்சிக்க வேண்டும் அம்மா என்னம்மா ரட்சிக்க வேண்டும் அம்மா லட்சியம் எனக்கு நீயே அம்மா அம்மா லட்சியம் எனக்கு நீயே அலட்சியம் சேரித்தாடி 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 ஜெகதீஸ்வரி தாயே புவனேஸ்வரி நீயே ஜெகதீஸ்வரி தாயே புவனேஸ்வரி நீயே ஜெகதீஸ்வரி தாயே புவனேஸ்வரி நீயே கச்சி கத்தி என்னே
I wish to take this opportunity just to say the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir located at 9266 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village, New York. We'd like to invite you and your family to join them for their New Year's Eve service. It will be on December 31st from 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. They would like to cordially invite you and your family to join them for their New Year's Eve service. Come out and receive the blessings of the Divine Mother. Start the new year with the blessings of the Divine Devi as well. For more information, please contact Pujari Kabardas Jewtah at 917-929-7150. That's Pujari Kabardas Jewtah at 917-929-7150 for more information.
அகிலாண்டேஸ்வரி நீயே அன்னபூர்ணேஸ்வரி தாயே ஓ ஆதி பராசக்தி நீயே
With this bhajan in mind, dedicated to Mariamma, we will bring this program to a close. I wish to take this opportunity just to say thank you so much for tuning in, sharing. This has been another edition of Shakti Sundays with Justin D. Anthony. I want to say in my concluding remarks that I love each and every one of you. And indeed, today's program we have focused our discourse on one of the forms of the Dusmahavidya Devis. We have focused on Matangi, the goddess who appears with green skin. We have spoken about how she is worshipped, that she accepts the offerings that are Jewtah. We have spoken about how she has emerged from the food of Lord Shiva, Parvati Ma, Mother Lakshmi and Vishnu. We have spoken about how she accepts cooked rice, meat, fish, incense as her offerings. We have spoken about how the devotee gains powers, magical powers, from her worship. We have also spoken about how she is the goddess of pollution. That is to say, when the devotee presents themselves to her, she prefers that the devotee is in this unclean state. That is how she wants her devotee to be, to do her worship. We have spoken about where the worship has to be performed and how this sacrifice for this form of the mother is not really, you sacrifice certain foods, refraining from certain foods and etc. But the true sacrifice to gain the blessings of this mother is where you have to perform the worship. You have to go to certain places and perform this worship all by yourself. a mental hurdle you have to overcome. And that is truly the sacrifice for this form of the mother. With this program in mind, I hope I brought light to who is this form of the goddess Matangi Ma, so that you as a devotee have a full understanding of who she is, what is her power, and have a more full understanding of Hindu spirituality as well. This is Justin D. Anthony. Until we meet again, my friends, may the divine Devi Matangi bless each and every one of you in a profound and special way. This is my final song for today. Until we meet again, my friends, I hope you have a great Christmas. And I want to extend in advance New Year's Day. Greetings to each and every one of you. May 2024 bring all of you success, prosperity, enlightenment, and may all the issues in your life, may you overcome them as well. Until we meet again, my friends, may that divine Devi Matangi Ma bless each and every one of you.